Today we're going to talk about solving equations using the TI-84. So the first thing that you're going to do is press y equals. You're going to type the left side of the equation into y1 and the right side of the equation into y2. Once you do that, you are then going to press graph and you're going to check and see if you can see the intersection of the two functions. If you can, you are going to continue to step 6, which is to press second trace and then select number 5. And once you do that, you are going to scroll over to the intersection as close as possible and then press enter 3 times. At that time, the solution will appear at the bottom of your screen. And then you will repeat steps 6 through 8 for all the rest of the intersections. However, if you cannot see your intersections, you need to adjust the window settings by either 1, pressing zoom and zooming in or zooming out, or you can press the window button and change the min and the maximum values for your X and Y axis. Okay, so in order to do that, and I'm sorry, there was a little typo here. I'm going to correct. Instead of mass, it should be max. Sorry. Okay, so what ends up happening is the calculator will end up telling you the intersection instead of you having to do the math by hand. So let's look at the first example. So the right side, we're going to type it in 3x squared plus 8x. And then on the other side for y2, we're going to have negative 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph it. And we should see 2 colors come up. So as you can see here, I have a blue graph and a red graph. As you can see a little bit, you can see that it crosses twice, but we're going to zoom. We're going to press zoom and we want to zoom in just a little bit. So before I press enter, when I press zoom in, I'm going to scroll near that intersection so that it can zoom in on that specific area. So I'm going to zoom in right about here. So now as we wait for the graph to come up so we can see the intersections clearly, now we can see it clearly crosses twice. We are going to press second trace and we're going to go down to intersect, press enter, and then you're going to get as close as possible. So I'm going to scroll, and then I'm going to just press enter 3 times. And as you can see here, it says the intersection is at negative 1.67 and negative 5. We also have another intersection, so I'm going to do second trace number 5 again, except I'm going to scroll over to the other intersection and press enter 3 times. And my other intersection or solution would be negative 1, negative 5. Now, because you have these 2 pieces here, all you have to worry about is the answer to the question. So we just want to find what X is. So your answer here would be that X can be equal to negative 1.67 or X can be equal to negative 1. We're not focused on the Y value. We're only focused on the X value because that's what we're looking for is X. All right, let's try number 2. So number 2, on the left-hand side, we have 4x to the 3rd power plus x squared. And on the right-hand side, we have 12 minus 7x. So when we graph this one, as you can see, I'm still zoomed in from the previous problem, but that is fine. Whenever that little wheel beside the battery stops spinning, you know that you can readjust it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it back to where it was. So I'm going to press zoom and I'm going to hit zoom 6 because it'll take it back to the standard way that the graph looks. So when I graph it, my 2 graphs will appear. So as you can see here, I have one intersection. So I'm going to press second, trace, and I'm going to go to number 5, and I'm going to scroll as close as possible. Okay. And then I'm going to hit enter 3 times. And as you can see here, the answer to my problem, remember, we only care about what x is. So that means we're going to have x is equal to 1. Okay. Let's try number 3. We have 2 to the power of x. And then we have negative 2x squared minus 9x minus 6. So I'm going to graph my function. So that is the y is equal to 2 to the power of x, the in blue. And then the right-hand side will be graphed using that parabola. So as you can see here, we have 2 intersections. So I'm going to press second trace, number 5. I'm going to get as close as I can to one of them. I'm going to get close to that one, press enter 3 times. And I see that the intersection is stating that x can either be equal to negative 0.91 approximately, or x can be equal to, and then press second trace again, number 5. And we're going to scroll to the other one, get as close as possible, and press enter 3 times. And we see that the other x value that's a solution is going to be negative 3.67. All right, let's try number 4. And if you want to, you can pause the video and try it on your own. And then you can press play to check your work. So for number 4, on the left side, we're going to type in 5x squared plus, make sure you press alpha y equals to make a fraction, 6 divided by x. And then the right-hand side, we just have y is equal to 0. So once we graph it, our left-hand side graph will come up on the screen for number 4. And then we see that y is equal to, y is equal to 0 is actually just the equation of the x-axis. So there we see that we have one intersection. So when we do that, we are going to just scroll until we can get as close as possible to it. And then we're going to press enter 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And we see that here our intersection and our x value that makes the equation true is going to be negative 1.06 approximately. All right. So this is how you can use the TI-84 to solve equations. All you have to do is put the right side in y1 and the left side in y2, or vice versa. And then you can just find the intersections. And voila, magic. All right. Let me know if you have any questions, and I will see you all next class. Have a great day.